New video. I have an urge. I have a server right there that is running true NAS scale. It is an old Dell Optiplex from I don't know, 15 years ago. It's running integrated graphics on some Core 2 quad. And I think it's still running stock RAM. Maybe 8 gig. I think it has 8 gigs instead of 4. I want to do some upgrades to it. Specifically, new GPU. I've had this GPU sitting on my desk for months. It is a GT 750, I think. Yeah, GT 750. Now, I know that TrueNAS, or really any Linux for that matter, doesn't particularly like NVIDIA GPUs. But I'm also poor, and I want a GPU in my NAS already, because integrated graphics is not working for me. I think it'd be really cool. So, I'm gonna film me struggling for however long it takes to get this shit working in TrueNAS scale. I'm excited. I'm really excited, you know? I've actually wanted to do this for quite a while because I think this would be really fucking cool to have a GPU in this NAS. I absolutely love this thing. It's like a pride and joy for me to have a NAS. I think it's badass. And I think it'd be really fun to put a GPU in it, you know? So we're going to shut it off real quick. And we're just going to crack her open and see what happens, I guess, you know? Let's see. Here she is in all her pride and joy. Let's see her. I can't even remember what's in it. Core 2 Quad Q9 550 clocked at 2.8 gigahertz. 8 gigs of RAM. I'm not sure if that's stock or not. Oh, ignore the storage. We ignore that. Basically, I have a shit ton of recorded Adult Swim on there, like gigabytes and gigabytes of it. So we're gonna ignore that. But that's kind of what we're working with here. Just integrated graphics and that much available RAM, which is not good enough for me. You feel me? Not good enough at all. We gotta throw a 750 in it. So that's what we're gonna do. Not to mention that I also have this hard drive in it, or here, that I feel like putting in there at some point. I can't remember how much storage it has. Hold on, let's figure that out. 2 terabytes. It's a 2 terabyte Seagate SATA or hard drive. Currently, I do not have the capabilities to put that in because I need a SATA data cable, and I don't think I have any more ports available on the motherboard. I think it only has like 2 or 3. If it has 3, I have enough, because I have one with the boot SSD and then one actual hard drive for my storage pool. So if it has 3 ports, then I can just chuck that in with no problems at all. But if if it only has 2 SATA ports, that might be an issue, because then I'd have to somehow transfer data from the current hard drive to this one. Sounds like pain in the dick, and I don't want to do that. So here's hoping whenever I open it up, it won't cause any issues. Alrighty, here it is. And there is. That's a SATA data connector. And here's the SSD. This one goes to the hard drive. So we do have enough ports to throw that SSD in, or that hard drive in, a new hard drive. So great news for me, honestly. Great news. I just need to buy a SATA data cable, put it in there, configure it, you know, set up the storage pool and all that, and it's gonna work like a fucking charm. So good news for me, right? Now, where did I put the GPU? There. Oh yeah, ignore the fact that it is blue. So basically what happened was a friend actually owned this before me, right? he also had one of these shit Dell Optiplexes, and he stopped using it, right? He got a job, he stopped using it. So he sold me a bunch of parts that he had from his Dell Optiplex. The CPU that's in here, originally this computer sold with a Core 2 Duo. He put a Core 2 Quad in his, so he sold me that, and then he sold me the GPU. I think I only got this for like 30 bucks. So that's kind of a steal. And yeah, he painted it blue because that's freaking cool. Unfortunately, though, I don't have an I/O plate. And if you take a quick little gander at the motherboard, you'll see that it's all catty fucking wampus. Because the fans are going to be facing upwards. Goes in that port. The fans face upwards. So that's kind of neat. You know, fuck airflow, I guess. That, and it has no I/O plate. Whatever, right? You know, it's fine. Who cares about any of that? It's shoved down there. Who cares about the back looking pretty? Because I sure freaking don't. One little annoying thing about this NAS setup. I actually don't have another monitor to give that. Because I need to actually have a physical monitor there a little bit to be working on this. And I currently don't have one. So what we're going to do is we're stealing that monitor. Those two can stay, but that third monitor's got to go. You hear me? So I have to basically go back there and deal with the mess of cables to remove this monitor. Which, I mean, fine, whatever. It's just slightly infuriating, you feel me? Alrighty, NAS is running. Ethernet's working, and obviously the GPU is working if I see video. Here's the setup we're currently working with, right? NAS is now over there. Got a few cables. It's beautiful, it really is. Okay, I want to grab the laptop again, the Arch laptop. And let's start doing some stuff. We need to figure out what all-in settings I need to do to get this GPU working flawlessly. I have no clue what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know anything about NASes. I barely managed to get that one running, and now we're gonna have to figure out how to get it running with an NVIDIA GPU. Sounds fun, doesn't it? All right, it's running. I'm gonna assume that I don't need to do anything over here yet, if at all. So we're just gonna keep that there for now. Let's connect over there and see if we're gonna struggle too much. Because if we are, that's not gonna be fun. But you know, whatever happens, happens. Okay, I'm seeing isolated GPU devices. I'm not sure. Okay. I mean, it's there. Interesting. I have no clue what that means. So, we're gonna go into general settings. There should be something about installing some sort of... Jesus Christ, this song's annoying. Hold on. There should be something about installing, like, NVIDIA firmware or something. I don't know where that's supposed to be. So we're kind of learning this together. As far as I'm concerned, there should just be like a little toggle thing that says something about NVIDIA GPU firmware or something like that, and it should just work. Now, where do I find that? No clue. We're gonna learn this together, but this shouldn't really be too hard, I don't think. I looked it up. Turns out we want the isolated GPU stuff disabled, so nothing should be checked right there. And then we just need to go into apps, and under configuration here, yeah, here we go. Install NVIDIA drivers. Specify, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay. Good progress, you know? So we found the checkbox that I was talking about. Now we got to figure out how to go into specifically Jellyfin. I don't really have any other apps that really need TrueNAS or need a GPU toggleable thing. So we're gonna figure this out. Something I'm noticing is there isn't really anything for NVIDIA inside of Jellyfin, like config stuff. Doesn't look like anyway. Maybe under devices. Let's see here. No, that's not it. Blah, blah, blah. What's that for? So, I mean, I'm not seeing anything yet. Looks like we're all good. I'm gonna like activate Jellyfin. And we're gonna see what happens. We're just gonna pray that it works, and then I know there's, once Jellyfin is actually running, there's like some stuff that you have to do in the web UI to enable like to get GPU pass through and stuff, so that encoding and all that crap is done on GPU and not CPU. We're gonna have to figure that out because I have no clue what I'm doing. Looky here. Something about hardware acceleration. That one. So it looks like I can just, I think I want that. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Blah, blah, blah. We're just gonna read through some of this and see exactly what's going on. So it looks like it's just all gonna work. I mean, I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, just doing that should be enough to allow hardware acceleration just work. So I'm gonna read through this. This is like a little extra stuff about hardware acceleration, and we're gonna figure this out. So basically I read through that page about hardware acceleration and I had no clue what the hell I was looking at. So instead, we're just gonna play a random video and we're gonna see what happens. If it runs, great. If it doesn't, which it didn't. Idea, okay. What I'm gonna do is completely remove Jellyfin. We're just gonna uninstall it and reinstall it, and we're gonna see what happens. You feel me? We're just gonna remove the entire thing and pray I can figure out how to reset it up. I found something. Under the app config in TrueNAS, something there. So to add a little bit of context, that option to like allow the container to use the GPU wasn't there before I reinstalled Jellyfin. Don't ask me why. I have no clue, but somehow reinstalling Jellyfin just allowed me to click that option. If I had to guess, it's because now that I have the actual drivers for NVIDIA installed, whenever I go to install a new container, it will now display the option. Whereas before, whenever I installed Jellyfin, I didn't have the drivers, so it didn't even give me the option because I didn't have the correct drivers for it. So that's a little bit interesting, I guess. So before I completely remove it, okay, yeah, I'm gonna completely remove it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're reinstalling now. I ticked that box and it's not failing this time. So, you know, good signs. As far as I'm concerned, it should just work. So we're gonna figure this out. You know, we're gonna figure this out together. Looks like we're making progress though, so good stuff. The good news, it found all the music, right? For some reason all the metadata is gone. That's kind of annoying. Yes, let's do that. Yeah, refresh that. There we go. Metadata is coming in. It'll all be here eventually. Let's see if it's actually playing video though, because that's what I care about. Which it is. Okay. This is good. It's playing video right now. So something's working. Now we just got to figure out if it's actually using the GPU to, you know, do all the stuff. So we're going to see right now. No. Okay, it's not. So I'm going to see if I'm going to activate hardware acceleration and we're going to see if it works. Moment of truth. Let's click on one and see if it plays. Oh my God. It's fucking working. Dude. It's using the GPU. I set everything up like it's working. It's working using the GPU. This is I'm fucking ecstatic right now. Cuz that means that now any other apps that I want to use a GPU, like let's say I want to run a Minecraft server, it's going to be working flawlessly. It's going to work flawlessly. That went so much easier than I thought it would. Dude, I'm a fucking genius. You know that? I'm a genius. One thing I did was add a Minecraft server, you know, just to see how the NAS performs. This is going to be my benchmark for this, like, 15-year-old PC turned into a NAS is, can it run the latest version of Minecraft at a decent, you know, whatever. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, one thing I'm noticing is the Minecraft app is taking a while to deploy. Like, it's taking a real long while. I'm just been sitting here waiting for this shit to do its stuff. And I mean, we're using CPU, but I feel like it could be using a lot more. I'm not sure if there's like a limit on how much CPU usage it can actually have, but we're not really using that much. So it's kind of annoying that it's gonna take 10 years to deploy, but whenever it eventually does. Yeah. So I checked Dozzle to see why it is taking forever to load. The very beginning, it says that for auto pause to work properly, something should be disabled, and then eventually it stops itself, restarts, and it's just done it again, giving me the same error. So it looks like the app is just loading indefinitely, trying to start, but is unable to. So we're gonna disable it and turn off auto pause, which I'm pretty sure just means if nobody's in the server, then it just pauses the entire game. So we're gonna stop the app and disable that, and hopefully that fixes it. I went into Dozzle and it is still stopping itself and then restarting. What does that say? I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to mean. I think what I'm going to do is just go to an older version of Minecraft and see if that fixes itself. Because this is the only error it's giving me now instead of like the 10 it was giving me before. So we're going to figure that out. I changed the version from latest to stable. It's still running Java version 25, which might be a problem. Maybe it's just too old to handle latest Java. But we're going to try that, and if it continues to boot loop, then we may just have to run a old version of Java, like Java 11 or something, which, I mean, I'm not opposed to doing, but it would be preferable if I could just run Java 25, you know, so that it would work properly, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so it's saying stable is still not valid, even though I checked their like official thing and it said it very much was a valid tag. So that's intriguing. Oh, I'm betting the version thing was for Minecraft and not Java, which is like completely different. So that is lit. what I'm gonna do is set it to 1.12.2, and we're gonna see what happens from there. Okay, doing that fixed it. I'm now running Minecraft at 1.12.2 on here. I'm gonna try to connect to it, and we're gonna see what happens. You feel me? Why don't you looky there? It looks like it's just working. Hey, so the following results are of me testing Minecraft with the GPU installed, you know, flying around, seeing how fast everything loads. Take everything with a massive pinch of salt. Whenever configuring the Minecraft server in NAS, it never gives you an option to allow the GPU pass through to that container. So it is very much possible that it wasn't ever using the GPU to load anything. I'm not sure why it wouldn't, so that might just be incorrect, and it was, and it just doesn't give you an option to not use a GPU. But yeah, it's possible that this was all being rendered on the CPU the entire time, and I'm a moron. So that's neat. We're gonna... Holy shit! It works. Just works. We're getting decent frames. I gave myself OP, I think, so I'm gonna try to go into creative mode and try to fly around and see how I feel about it. It looks like it's working though. I cranked up the view distance to like 20 chunks on the server, so I should get a decent amount of view distance, and it looks like it is definitely struggling a bit. I'm gonna try to fly fast and just see how quickly. Oh, it don't want to load quickly. Definitely doesn't want to load quickly. But you know what? Who's really gonna be flying around this much? And if I used it for how I intended it to like be used, which is like a home Minecraft server, like survival Minecraft server with like a few friends. This is playable, right? Like if you're down here, this is more than playable. I could turn down the view distance all like plenty and it would be completely fine. I could crank it down to like 15 and it'd be completely playable. This is about how much CPU and memory we're using, which isn't terrible. We're using no swap, which is great. Hey, it's me. I'm an idiot. So notice how I said, we're not using any swap, so that's great. You want to know something interesting about NAS? There is no swap. Swap doesn't exist on NAS. For very obvious reasons. So obviously we're not going to be using swap. So, you know. What's funnier is that it doesn't even say there's any available swap. You can look at it for half a second and realize that there is no swap to use. And my dumbass brain just does not put two and two together. So that's funny. So overall, I would say that the NVIDIA, like putting in an NVIDIA GPU was easier than I thought. Could it have gone smoother? Yeah, but most of that was due to me not being able to set up the Minecraft server more than true NAS fucking with the GPU. So yeah, I mean, I have a GPU in my NAS now. I now have to clean up my room because I have cables and random bullshits like everywhere. But it works, you know, it works. And what more can I ask for? You know, I have a functioning Minecraft server running right over there, and everything's great and happy and whatever. So yeah, success. Very good.